Hello, welcome back everyone in the continuation of SQL Server Important Question Series. Now today we have swapping two number problem. This problem is very important if you want to learn about some good concepts of SQL Server, like what is count function, how can we use count function, what is lead and lag function in SQL Server. This problem statement is also important for you if you are preparing for a good service based or a product based companies. This problem is also beneficial for you if you're targeting for a good switch with a high package. So let's begin with the problem. Here we have a problem statement in which we are having orders table, which contains two columns named as order ID and order value, just like you can see in the screen. Order ID 1 is having an order value of A, order ID 2 is having a value of B, and similarly. But what we want in output, like initially, if we were having order ID 1, it is pointing to A, now it should point to B. If order ID 2 is pointing to B, now it should point to A. In short, we can say that it is swapping the order values for a particular order IDs, like for a bunch of two order IDs. But there is a tricky stuff. We don't have to do this stuff for entire order IDs. For order ID 9, we don't want any swapping. So this is a basic problem statement. But how can we deal this? Just think about that. What we have to do? We have to only swap order values for respective order IDs. You might have seen this problem with some different values. Like we are having order IDs, but in order value, you're having like if it is Zomato problem or a Swiggy problem, like food items and all of the stuff. But our target is that we have to learn concept so we can solve various problem of this type. Any guesses? How can we solve that? We can use Windows function or something. So just consume this query. I'll also attach in description the script so you can use it in your SQL Server and do the practice as you are preparing for interviews. Okay, here we have orders value table. What we have to do? We have to do swapping. How can we do this? So you can note one thing, like last order ID, for last order ID, we don't have to do swapping. Okay. So how can we do this? If we can count all order IDs and store here, like count order ID, what we will get in output? Perfect, 9. So here we are introducing a count function. We have count star and count column name. If you don't know difference between these, then please just drop a comment. I'll prepare a separate video for you and we will discuss what is the difference and how can we use and how we have to avoid this. Here we are going to use this select statement once again. So we are going to use CTE with CTS. What is CTE? CTE is a common table expression. I have also explained about common table expression in my last videos. If you want to learn more about that, then please go and watch that videos. But here we understand what is CTE. So this is a basic syntax of CTE, like with CTS and the query. So here what I am doing, I am reusing this query once again, like select star from CTE. So you can see that I am getting an output of 9. Okay, I figured out highest record or count of order ID. Now what next? Okay, if I'll do join between both of this table, we are having all of this stuff. Okay, and we have to do swapping. Like we are having 1 for A, now it should be 1 for B and so on. But for 9, it should be I only. So we will move step by step to solve this problem. Here we will introduce a concept known as case statement. Case when. You can notice one thing, like for odd orders, like 1 is pointing to A, now it should point to 2. Means if we can increment 1 to 2, 3 to 4 and 5 to 6 and 7 to 8, then we might solve one scenario. Correct? How can we do this? We will pass condition as order ID modulus operator equals to 0. Then y, else, then y, and s t. Okay, what it will do? It is going to point only even records. Like for B it is y, for D it is y, for F it is y. But how? Here what is going behind the scene? We are having order ID. Here order ID is 2. 2 modulus operator of 2. The remainder is 0. Perfect. Okay, so this is the basic concept of modulus operator. We have learned one more thing here. That's great. But we want only odd records. Okay, I'll change the condition that it should not equals to 0. Yep, it is working. It is pointing to odd records only. But what we want? If it is an odd record, then value should increase by 1. Perfect. Okay, just see that. The changes are doing or not? Yep. Now for A, it is 2. Now for C, it is 4. For E, it is 6 and so on. But okay, what happened? For 9, it is 10. Okay, then we should pass one more condition. For last order ID, should not do any changes. How we can pass that? Order ID is not equals to this one, maximum order ID. Perfect. Okay, and now execute it. Wow, it is working. For 9, it is not changing, but for all order records, it has incremented the value to 1. Okay, we have solved one step. Now coming to another one. Now there's two cases. One case, if we can handle the scenarios of last one and put the same values, and for remaining orders like for 2, 4, 6, we can recommend that. Then then your problem is solved. But how can we do this? Okay, just consume the above query. Okay, when order ID is not equals to 0, perfect, and order ID is equals to count of order ID, means the last one, then order ID. Let's see what will be the output. Perfect. We have solved two scenarios, one for odd and second for last one. Only even is missing. How can we do this also? We can pass else condition because only even are remaining to us. You can see one thing, like for even records, if we can just minus one values, like 2 minus 1 is 1, then it will going to solve the problem. Perfect. Order ID minus 1. Just see that. Perfect. We have solved the problem in 3 steps. In first step, we have find out the odd values and it should not contain the last value. Then we have incremented the values, like for 1 it is 2, for 3 it is 4, and similarly. In second scenario, we have pointed to last order and freeze that values. And in third one, for the remaining one, like for even records, we have just subtracted or minus 1 values, like for 847. And in this way, we have solved this problem. Okay, so we will change this name of this column as order value swapped. Perfect. So this is the answer. Okay, now what we want, if an interviewer or if we have more curiosity, and how can we do this without the use of CT and with the use of some advanced function like lead and lag that I have told in the beginning of this video. If you're not familiar with lead and lag, then don't worry, we will learn this concept also. Okay, we have two stuff, lead and lag. Just go with the name. Lead means one step beyond and lag means one step. So this is the basic syntax of lead. Lead scalar expression. What is scalar expression? It is column name, offset, how many values you want to move ahead, 1, 2, 3, and this is the default parameter. This is the basic stuff of syntax, but we will do practice so that we can learn the concept more easily. Okay, so this is the order value table. just doing select star from order value table. Okay, and you know the problem statement, so I'll not waste your time and we will try to solve the problem. Case when order ID, so it will point to even records or odd records. Perfect, it will point to even records because we are using modulus operator and the remainder is 0. So you can see that, like for even records, what we want one value before, like for the scenario of 2 it should be 1, or the scenario of 4 it should be 3, and so on. Perfect. Then we can pass one condition. Then if it's an even, then what you have to do, lag function. First attribute is the column name, order ID. What we want, one value before. Okay, it is a Windows function. Then we have to pass the condition as order by order ID and as T. Okay, we'll execute this query and see the output. Okay, what it is doing, like if it is an even or even order ID, then it is just giving me values of one value before, like for 2 it is 1, for 4 it is 3, for 6 it is 5, and so on. Okay, so we have handled first case. Now coming to the second case, we will do the same approach as we did lastly, but without use of CT. We will learn one more thing. Okay, just curious about that. When order ID equals to select max of order ID from orders value table. Okay, then what we want order ID. Okay, yep, we have solved one more case. And what is the query here? What we are comparing, when order ID is equals to this, what is this? This is select maximum order IDs from order value table. Okay, so if I'll execute this, then what I'll get as 9. If order ID is 9, then keep the value same as before, just like 9. Okay, we have solved two cases. Now coming to last case, when order ID is odd. So basically what we are doing here, we are comparing for odd orders. Like if order ID is modulus operator of 2 equals to 0, then it will point to even records, but we are eliminating that. Okay, so when it is an odd order, then what we have to do, we will introduce a lead function. So what is lead function? It will take, like it is an even, okay, it is an odd record, so it will take an next one, like for 1 it will point to 2, for 3 it will point 4, and so on. So the syntax is same, just like above. Order ID 1 over order by order ID. Boom, might we have solved the problem? Just check. Correct. For 1 we are getting 2, for B we are getting 1, so it is swapped, but for 9 it is same. So I'll change the column name just like we did above. Okay, so here we have solved this problem with the use of some advanced function like lead and lag. How can we use lead and lag function? We have learned this also. How can we just compare this order ID with this? We have learned this also. What is count function? Perfect. So here how we have solved this problem with the two approaches. Hope so you've liked this video and you've understand the concept. If you want more insightful videos like this, then please just drop a comment. It will motivate me to create some more videos and solve some more problems with you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you everyone.